It's time for
It's Fanboy Weekly for all you geeks, nerds, and blurs. Let's get our geek on.
Welcome back to Fanboy Weekly. I'm your host, David, and this is part of the 5x5. You know, I've done the show in the past. I used to do it on Fridays only, but now I'm doing it. I'm going to try and do it weekly. At least try. I haven't been too successful in in accomplishing that. But thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so much for everybody who's following the show, everybody who's listening to the show, wherever, however, whenever you guys are listening. I appreciate it. I'm totally flabbergasted. Not that it's a big deal, because I've seen some, like I said before, there's other shows on there that have a ton of listeners, unlike my little bitty show that I do for fun, and that's what it is. It's totally fun. Something I'm going to try new tonight, and I'm actually working on it right now, is Google Hangouts. So hopefully you can join me on Google Hangouts. I'm going to post a link um, on Facebook. Hey, everybody on Google. It just posted on Google. This is my first live show. And if you guys haven't heard me on Spreaker or Blog Talk Radio or Mixler.com or from the website, welcome. Thank you guys for checking me out. I hope I don't look too crazy with this headphone on my head. So if you guys want to hop over to Google, you want to chat with me, want to ask me a question, I think if you put in David B, or look for, I'm going to have the link. Let's see what the link is. The link to the YouTube, if you guys would look on, let's see, we can look on Twitter, and go to the 5x5 Facebook page. If you go to the 5x5 Facebook page, if you go to the 5x5 Facebook page, and it's facebook.com/the 5x5, completely spelled out. So it'd be TheFiveByFive. And it should be, the link should be there for the actual, yeah. It's the yeah. If you go to the link there, it is there on Facebook right now. I just posted it so you can click that link, and I'll also put a link up to Twitter. If I can pull up my Twitter stuff right now, and then I will post it there. So if you go to Twitter at the 5x5, and the fives are numeric, so THE, the number 5, BY, and the number 5, you will see the link for the Google Hangout. So join me over here. This is my first one, trying something new. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know, but hey, trying to branch out in some different directions, get some different audiences. Excuse my bookshelf back there. It's kind of a mess, but you can see Janet Jackson maybe right there. That's original artwork that I got on Free Comic Book Day, and it's a cyborg. So I'll show you guys that. I'll take a picture of it and put it on the website. But again, thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, my name is David. If you're just joining in on our live broadcast, live on Spreaker and live on Google Plus Hangouts, it's our Fanboy Weekly show. And what we do here, I talk about comic books, and I'm getting back into collecting comic books. I'm getting back into more, I'm a total fanboy, but I stopped because comic books are so expensive. But I got a few this week that weren't too pricey, but things I wanted, things I've been hearing about. Paul from the Gay Comic Geek, he had a couple on his website that I wanted to check out. Check out him. He's on YouTube as well as the Gay Comic Geek. I'm a fan of his. He may not know it. So Paul, if you ever want to join a hangout, let me know. So it's kind of weird when I'm seeing myself talking on the screen, and then I know I have to look at my Spreaker console as well. um, Ken Boggle, a friend of mine, he used to do the show The Crew with me. Um, we're going to start doing some of these together, and then just have a group, and then the video will be posted on. I think the name is still up in the air. So Ken Boggle, if you're listening, I hope you're feeling better. And we're going to start doing these. We're going to branch that. The crew kind of evolved and changed, and that's all I'll say. But it kind of evolved and changed into something that he and I thought we were going to do. We've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. A lot of exciting stuff coming up for the 5x5. You can check us out. And I'm rambling, I know. Real Talk with David and Nikki, which you can listen to on iHeartRadio.com, and also the 5x5 late night show. And I've been adding, slowly but surely, I've been adding the drive episodes that you can hear weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at 1 a.m., which I won't have one tonight because this show should have been done on Sunday. On weeknights, on the mixer.com, the 5x5, you'll be able to hear our drive episodes there live. But if not, you can catch some of them on Spreaker.com. Anyhow, so to the business at hand. What are we talking about first? Well, I guess the very first thing we should be talking about is The Walking Dead returned on Sunday. And it was a big return. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was chatting about it. I feel like I'm choking here. This is my scarf I got for Christmas. Excuse me. See, in true fanboy fashion, there is my, I don't want to call it a sippy cup, but it's my Justice League. It's Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Superman, Flash, Batman, and Robin. They're more like the Super Friends. It's more Super Friends. My sippy cup. I keep it with me all the time. It's crazy, right? But The Walking Dead return. It wasn't like a big splash, but we knew what had happened when they went on the winter hiatus, and they had all gotten split up because the governor attacked the prison. So everybody had to leave. You don't know who's dead. And so Carl and Rick end up taking off. Everybody went their own separate ways. And so this past Sunday, the show primarily focused on Carl, Rick, and Michonne. And as Carl, I kind of got mad. I know their world is different, and so, but I hate kids who backtalk. But I guess if you're in a zombie apocalypse, your parents can't really ground you. You get grounded, you get eaten up. So I guess what I'm saying is, he had a lot of angst, and he was really, really mad, and he's just mad at his dad for so many things. I think they think that I don't think the baby died. I think somebody got the baby. I don't think the baby died. I know they've seen the bassinet that was all bloody and stuff, but I don't think the baby died. Anyhow, they make it to this town. Well, first they go to like a little, I guess it was a restaurant or something, and Rick is, because the governor beat him down. The last time we seen Rick, he was getting his ass handed to him by the governor, and so the governor, so Rick he can barely stand. He's walking funny. He's breathing funny, and he gets into him and Carl. He's telling Carl to stay outside, and Carl's like, "No, you can't even stand. I got this, pops. Old man." And so they go in there. Of course, there's a zombie in there, and Rick can't take him out with the axe, and he shoots him, and he scolds Carl. And Carl's like, "I'm tired of you. I'm grown," which you really aren't. But I guess in this world, growing up is fast. You're gonna have to grow up fast to survive. And the thing is, just one of the things you miss those tools in this world. But anyhow, and so they end up going to a house, and the house is, there's no zombies in this particular house, and then Rick goes to sleep. Then the next day, there's zombies trying to get in the house, and then Carl, he goes out, lures the zombies away, and almost got his little ass eaten up. I wanted him to get bit. He did get bit. That's not a spoiler. It's not true, because they was on him like flies on honey, or whatever that saying is. And so he didn't get bit, but he was able to kill the zombies and get back to his dad. What I thought was very, very touching. He wanted his dad to wake up, but when his dad was sleeping, couldn't hear him. 'Cause I guess he's in some kind of coma or knocked out or whatever was going on with Rick at the time. He got to vent all his frustrations about how his dad, how in his eyes, how he thinks his dad is messed up, and so he did that, and of course Rick didn't hear him. But then there was a point to where he thought Rick was really dead, and he thought he's going to have to shoot his father, and he couldn't do it, and and then he wasn't really a zombie, because I was like, oh no, they're not going to kill the lead character. We didn't think Shane was going to get killed. We didn't think, what was the blonde chick that was trying to go with the governor, and I forget her name, she's gone. Merle, we didn't think all those characters were going to kill the little girl, but so Rick, I figured they were safe. So I kind of knew, but it would have been a jaw-dropping moment if he had been turned into a zombie, but he wasn't. He was just having some breathing difficulties, and then a knock comes on the door, and it's Michonne, which is the other story they was running during Sunday night show, which I liked because I already seen, not that I seen this, I already read this story. I don't follow the Walking Dead comic, nor do I follow the graphic novels. But if you remember back at Free Comic Book Day last year, if it's this one right here, if you guys remember, it did, see there's Michonne right there. It did a pretty good, it told a pretty, I did something. It did a pretty good Michonne storyline. It talked about how she became who she is, and then also in the episode we got to see Michonne be Michonne, because when you first see them in this house, she's dressed real nice, and you think it's a dream within a dream, because it's a flashback of some sort, because she has the sword and she's putting it into the knife container. Not that I think that would work, or maybe that was part of the dream. I don't know, but we know what happened to, I guess, her lover, as they called it in on the television show, and then the friend, and they talk about he's not taking his son out there into this world. So I guess we know that in the comic book version, they don't show him dead. They show him waiting. So I don't know. See, there's the picture of Michonne's son and her lover. I don't know if they're going to bring him in, but from what, no, I doubt if they're going to follow this storyline, because now that I'm thinking about it, they showed them two as zombies, because she had, remember, we when she first met Andrea, was the chick's name, when she first met Andrea, she had those two zombies walking around at the end of season 1 when they was going to the prison, and Andrea was off on her own, and they survived for such a long time. That was who she was with, but she ended up killing them. But kind of, sort of, she went through that emotion. And I forget the chick's name. I'll have to look it up here in a second. She's gorgeous. She was on right after the show. They had The Talking Dead with Chris Hardwick, and she gave a really good synopsis of her character and the evolution of Michonne and her feelings. And now that she's on the other side of not caring about the governor, but things have to be done in order to survive. And she has a couple of moments where she's vulnerable. She gets the zombie pets again, but then while she's in the forest with all the other zombies walking around, she kills them all. She's a bad girl with that sword. I actually really had a really good during, I guess it was Free Comic Book Day again, which that should be May 3rd this year, May 3rd and May 4th, Saturday and Sunday. The books are already released. I haven't put the list online, but you can go to freecomicbookday.org and you can see all the lists for Free Comic Book. And I promise, because I'm gonna get better lighting. I don't like the lighting, because I look like Two-Face. Half my face is dark and half of it is light, but the beard is trimmed up real nicely, right? Anyhow, so Michonne is we see her vulnerability, and but she snaps out of it and she makes it back to the house, and then the family, the new family, your post zombie family is somebody somebody you can relate to, somebody you don't have to guess about what their motives are. They're in the house. Of course, that's Rick and Carl, and he tells Carl when she knocks on the door that the door is for her. A couple of not funny scenes, but interesting scenes. We see the doctor, the old man. I forget everybody's name, but then it'll come to me, then I'll remember. Nah, I can't think of it. The doctor, how Michonne, because he's a zombie, because the governor beheaded him. He's a zombie, and she puts him out of his misery. A head zombie, I guess you should say. But that was The Walking Dead. Lot going on. Next episode, I can't remember what they said is going to come on. I don't watch some of the previews because, one, I don't have time, and I watch it while I'm at work, so I can't watch too much while I'm at work. I'll get in trouble. Well, I won't get in trouble, but I just can't. I have things to do when I'm at work. So what else is there? Oh, did you guys hear the interview that Samuel L. Jackson did? I forget. TMZ showcased the interview on their website, and it's been on different websites. I've seen it actually on a website, and I recorded the audio with a reporter who who mistakenly identified him as the Matrix star Lawrence Fishburne. Now he was like, well, here, why don't you guys check it out, and then you guys can tell me what you think about it.
Working for Marvel, the Super Bowl commercial, did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
What Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, you know what? I admit, my mistake.
See, you're as crazy as the people on Twitter.
Right.
I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
That's my fault. I know that. That was my fault. My mistake. You know what?
We don't all look alike.
Well, you're exactly
We all black and famous.
You are
we all don't look
guilty.
alike.
I am guilty.
Next question.
I am guilty. He thought you were Bob Dylan. Right.
You're the entertainment reporter.
I know. I'm dumb.
You're the entertainment reporter for this station.
Vlog.
And you don't know the difference between
I
me
know.
and Lawrence Fishburne.
My mistake. I apologize. Really, my big mistake. Let's talk
That
about.
must be a very short line for your job.
I'll say.
There.
No, it probably would not be hard to get another person to sit right here. Let's talk about RoboCop.
Oh, hell no. Really?
Really? I apologize.
I'm the other guy.
What?
I'm the other guy. The other one.
What?
What's in your wallet?
Right. That's it. That's exactly right.
There's more than one black guy doing a commercial.
There it is. No question about that.
I'm the what's in your wallet black guy.
Okay.
He's the car black guy.
There it is.
Morgan Freeman is the other credit card black guy. You only hear his voice though, so you probably won't confuse him with Mark Ginsburg.
You're 100% right. To RoboCop.
There's a heavyweight black guy that's like putting cash down in the seats in a baseball stadium, but he's also the black guy that turns off the house, the water, and the lights when his kid tells him the house is cool. I'm not that guy either.
Do we want to do a list of all the people that you're not?
And I've actually never done a McDonald's or a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. I know that's surprising.
Right. Fair enough.
Oh, man.
To the original.
And I'm the only black guy in RoboCop that's not a criminal.
Okay.
Other than Michael K. White.
So that was the interview. I've been talking to the guys on Google Hangouts, Google Hangouts, about what was going on in the interview. So what did you guys think about that? He's talking about how there's more than one black actor, which is true, and it's so funny because the guy, he got a little annoyed. The interviewer, he wanted Samuel L. Jackson to drop it, but when Nick Fury's not going to drop nothing, so he kept on and kept on and kept on, and I guess Samuel L. Jackson was annoyed too because he mentioned the Super Bowl ad where if you remember, it was a car commercial. I don't know if it was the Jaguar one. I can't remember what car commercial, but Lawrence Fishburne, who played Morpheus in the Matrix, he was singing in a car as Morpheus. So take the red key or take the blue key. That how that all happened in the first Matrix, and so he got really perturbed by that. Anyhow, well, let's take a quick break. I'm gonna play my favorite Fanboy song, and we'll come back and we'll talk. We'll look at the comic books I got this week. We'll be right back.
Like my red cape. Soup, super, 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 super. Ooh. Can you please pour me a handle? Now hit the sirens. On the rocks.
Growing up, I was confused, like the cards up over my head. Confused, I tap my fingers and then wind up dead. My mom and dad, they wouldn't listen when I realized I'm a hero and I'm on a mission. Living that life, I'm considered a myth. Rockin' bodies over after drinking a fifth. I'm talking man balloons and they're shaking the fist. Pulling bad guys over with the flick of my wrist. Till my rhyme's so hot, MCs are melting. 537 degrees Kelvin, that's 264 degrees Celsius. Don't ask me what the fuck the Fahrenheit equivalent is. But I need a superhero partner. Team up and battle crime like Crest Battle Starter. Now we fight crime while we drop rhymes. Ladies form lines while we say what we say. Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets of Gotham City of Batman. We're on the call any time of day. Making mad scientists aching like clay. Last line of defense to stop calamity. When it matters, we're like Holmes and Hannity. Doing that shit you only see in movies. And rocking that after party with groupies. Let me introduce a man who has my back in the pins. Bad karate skills, I'll slap the black off the ninjas. You ready?
Yeah.
I'ma pass this shit.
What? And it goes like this. Thursday night hitter, they call me Balboa. Teeth gritting, bitch, tapping back door blower. Master of plays, I got a statue of bronze. You be rolling like Chachi, I'll be fucking like Bond. No, Mrs. C, I wanna eat your pie. The MILF hunter tapped that action last night. Cause I use Coors Light to get it bitch right. 6-pack later, I'll be laying some pipe. I'm really hard, but not made of steel. I asked Ray Riley if the boobies were real. Yeah, I dig that. A master of big.
What's your base for jail?
Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets of Gotham City of Batman. We're on the call any time of day. Making mad scientists aching like clay. Last line of defense to stop calamity. When it matters, we're like Holmes and Hannity. Doing that shit you only see in movies. And rocking that after party with groupies. Criminals be coming out at night like the Wolfman. I'ma make it right cause I am the solution. Cleaning up the town like there was pollution. Cause I know how to fight and I know kung fu. And heart of the lion and the dragons too. And I got bare arms like the Constitution.
Superheroes, big boots.
Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets of Gotham City of Batman. We're on the call any time of day. Making mad scientists aching like clay. Last line of defense to stop calamity. When it matters, we're like Holmes and Hannity. Doing that shit you only see in movies. And rocking that after party with groupies. Cause super cuties and superhero booties. And we don't disappoint when we hear the Call of Duty. You can't shoot me if you can't see me. You must be crazy like Gary Busey. So when the bass starts hitting your face, you better fly. Travel through time like Marty McFly. I'm a superhero. I fly and I shoot. Hitting that dance floor in my funky boots.
Mix it, bring it, now roll it over, baste it. Superheroes, yeah. Superhero. Shift the king, shift the king.
Superheroes, every city has a real. Like the streets of Gotham City of Batman. We're on the call any time of day. Making mad scientists aching like clay. Last line of defense to stop calamity. When it matters, we're like Holmes and Hannity. Doing that shit you only see in movies. And rocking that after party with groupies.
And we're back. I'm your host David, and this is the Fanboy Weekly show. It looks like I hope I'm broadcasting again. I don't see where I am. I didn't touch it, so I'm broadcasting now. Sorry guys. trying to work the kinks out of the whole live episodes and our Spreaker simulcast. Let's see. So we were talking about The Walking Dead. I shared with you guys the Samuel L. Jackson interview where he went off on that reporter. Unfortunately, you guys on Google are not going to be able to hear it or see it or anything. You'll have to go to the website and look at the interview. But like I was telling these guys, I have been getting back in to comic book collecting. I haven't done it I have a ton of comic books. I have to show you my stash one of these days, but I haven't done it for ever. It's getting to be it's a chore to take care of them. When I moved to Atlanta, I left them in my mother's house, in bags and stuff. Then I took some of them. Every year I took more down, and then when I knew I was moving back, I started moving them back. The ones that I wanted to keep. I didn't want anybody getting into the expensive ones. 'Cause I do have some expensive ones. I won't tell you what they are. I'll show it to you one of these days. But like I said, I've been trying to get back into it. It's been difficult because comic books are high. I mean, when I was really collecting comic books, probably prior to 2003, that's kind of when I kind of stopped. 2004. I guess when I moved to Atlanta, I didn't have a main comic book store, and the closest one to my house was really, really far away, and I didn't want to deal with all that. And thing is, surprisingly, Atlanta didn't have any. Atlanta has the Dragon Con, the big Dragon Con with all the fanboys from every fanboy genre, but there's not a lot of Titan Comics was in the city where I live, and it wasn't really close to where I lived. At least I didn't know. I'm big fanboy. I was more into electronics there anyhow, but I didn't stop my love for comic books and going to comic book stores and things like that, because every time I came home I would go to my comic book store, which there's two here in town. But so I got and they're doing, and then you'll hear this in the Stan Lee excerpt, they're revamping, and some characters are bringing a whole lot of number ones, and I don't know exactly what they were going to do. And like with Miss Marvel, I'm like, the chick that has the Miss Marvel emblem on her chest, she doesn't have blonde hair. What's up with that? And the girl, I think if you see, this is Miss Marvel. This is Miss Marvel number 1. Can you see that? This is Miss Marvel number 1, and it's actually, I read this story. I finally got to read it, and she's kind of an outcast because of her ethnicity. I think she's Arabic or Indian, and of course she gets bullied in school, and then I think this is a result of the whole Inhumans and the Mist, and she ends up getting, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but she ends up being Miss Marvel, and she has a dream, and she's Miss Marvel, and so how this works with her traditional Indian family, we'll see how it turns out. It has a lot of great artwork. So there's a Silver Surfer number 1. You see that right there. And also Iron Man, Wolverine, the X-Men, Mega Man, and there's more. Iron Patriot, which I guess is the new War Machine, well, the old War Machine. Moon Knight, which I was never really interested in, and also, as you can see, those Captain Marvel, which is Carol Danvers, Uncanny X-Man, and an Avengers Undercover. I think Rogue's in it. So a lot of new number 1. So I think that's a good place to start for me now, getting back into the actual collecting of comic books. But it's going to be, because this was $3. So the number 1s are $1 cheaper than the regular series. This was $3, because now they're like $3.99. So check that story out. And if anybody knows me, they know I am a huge Jean Grey fan. Jean Grey has been one of the characters that I've always, not that I identified with, I've always liked her because the Phoenix and their powers, and her love, and why she did certain things. Excuse me 1 second. I got a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. And so This is Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just all over the place with this. The Trial of Jean Grey, #1. Haven't read it yet, but from what I understand, I need to catch up. I was talking to the guy at the comic book store, and he was. Let's see, there's another #1, Fantastic Four #1, Punisher #1. I was talking to the guy at the store, and what had happened, they pulled, even I read this, they pulled a Jean Grey character from this is how they're bringing her back, which I don't particularly care for this storyline. Since she's the primary host for the Phoenix Force, they're pulling her from the past and bringing her, excuse me, they're bringing her they brought her into the future, but they're going to make her pay for the crimes of the Phoenix from the past. Although this particular incarnation of Jean Grey hasn't did anything yet. So that's the dilemma in that. And then for you guys who missed the very first New 52 run of Wonder Woman, I think it's the very first issue. It's a DC Comics initial. I like this story. I like how they did Wonder Woman, make it a little bit more normal and up to date. But you can get this now, and it was only $1. Yeah, $1. So if you want to start a new series, you want to catch up on this series, I'll probably start getting this, even though it's not really collectible, or not that it matters. I'm probably going to start getting this anyhow. This is the one to get. If you're gonna, I don't know if they're doing all the New 52s. I didn't look, but since I'm a Wonder Woman fan, and it's the first story from the new origin. Diana fighting, kind of a new outfit, new look. Ares, the God of War. They're gonna have the Superman Wonder Woman #1. That's gonna be available to you guys as well. So hopefully, and then they had. I didn't really look at this. This is. DC Comics essential graphic novels. So I guess it's going to go through all the 25 graphic novels that you had. You should have Watchmen was one of them, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, The Sandman, which I never really got into, Batman Year One, V for Vendetta, never got into that, Swamp Thing. Remember the 80s movie Swamp Thing? It was with Adrian Barbeau. It was hilarious. Another Batman, All-Star Superman, another Batman, Kingdom Come. I have the original run of Kingdom Come. I do have that, which I enjoyed thoroughly. And then, Wonder Woman and Superman hook up because they live really long, and I guess poor Lois Lane was old and dead. But Kingdom Come, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, loved the movie, never read the book. A lot of Batmans, Green Lantern Rebirth, Final Crisis, JLA Volume 1, Identity Crisis, Joker, Batman Hush, The Flash, a lot of Supermans as well. This comic book, for $1, they put a lot in here for $1. Anyhow, so check that out if you guys want to. And speaking of DC, Arrow, new episode tomorrow. They fooled me tonight. It was I thought Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to come on tonight and Supernatural, but neither one of them came on tonight. I don't know why. There's nothing really going on this week, so hopefully we'll get new episodes next week. They show the Goldbergs instead. So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we left off at they was on the train disappeared. May was kicking everybody's butt. And Stan Lee, he made an appearance. And since we're talking about Stan Lee, and since I said that, let's go ahead and listen to his take on the new comic books and ethnic superheroes.
Superheroes coming. Annihilator, Chakra.
Chinese,
Annihilator, Indian, right?
Annihilator is a movie we're doing together with a Chinese production company, and he is a Chinese superhero, but it's not a Chinese movie. It's like Spider-Man or Iron Man or any other. It's a typical Stan Lee superhero movie that features the Annihilator.
ethnic superheroes. Is that new?
Well, we want to, all of our superheroes mostly have been American, so we want to get a Chinese one. We're also working on an Indian one, Chakra.
Right.
And I'm working on, I can't announce it yet, but I'm working on a Latino superhero. We have a black one, Marvel has, called the Black Panther, which will be a movie pretty soon.
Why not a Latino?
Pardon me?
Why haven't we had a Latino?
That's what I'm working on.
I know,
now.
why not?
Absolutely.
You would think, well, that's late, isn't it?
See, the thing is, normally when I would sit down to write about a superhero, I think of a normal American one, because I'm American and I'm surrounded by, in this country. But lately I've been thinking we've got to be more worldwide. So we're starting with a Chinese, Indian, Latino, and then we'll keep going.
Watch new episodes of Larry.
So that was a Larry King live interview. So he was I was telling the guys on Google that he was talking about how, the evolution of getting different types of superheroes, different ethnicities. There's going to be a Chinese one called Chakra. There's going to be another one called the Indian one. I can't think of the name. And also an Indian one, and also a Latino one. And I was asking the guys on Google, why aren't there any Latino superheroes? Although I think the new Spider-Man that they introduced a couple years ago, I think he's a Latino kid, I think. Who knows? But welcome back. Let's see. And Stan Lee, the black one that he's talking about is going to be the new Black Panther movie. They said that it's already in development. He said, in terms of Black Panther, it's absolutely in development, and when you have something as rich as Wakanda, and it's his backstory, clearly vibranium, if you know, through Captain America, has been introduced in the universe already. I don't know when it'll be exactly, but certainly we have plans to bring him to life someday. Somebody actually said that he might be like a little teaser in the next Avengers movie. But we probably won't see this come to fruition till probably 2016. So we have 2 years to wait, 2 to 3 years. Let's see. Of course, Doctor Strange, and they're thinking about the Inhumans as well. I don't know if I want to see the Inhumans. That's such a crazy mythology there. But we still need to get to Avengers 3. So, we're going to be up to our gills in Marvel movies for 2018. That's why DC needs to make the cut, because they've been talking about they're going to film, this is what I read on moviepilot.com, they're going to film the Superman sequel, Superman Man of Steel 2, which is a Superman Batman thing, with the Wonder Woman that's going to be in there. They're going to film the Justice League movie right after it at the same time. So they're going to be filmed back to back, just like they did the Lord of the Rings, just like they did one of the Harry Potters, and of course, what was the one with the vampires and werewolves? Anyhow, and also The Hobbit. They're going to film it back to back. So once the Superman sequel is had his moment and ran its course, they're going to also then they'll introduce the Justice League movie, which kind of makes sense because they're adding a lot of characters. Lex Luthor is going to be in Justice League now. There have been hints there's going to be a Flash character, and somebody else. Nobody said that who's going to be in the Justice League movie other than the main people, although I did hear Flash mentioned, but they have to have Flash. I don't know if they're going to do the Johns character, but they also said that Lobo is going to be in the Superman Batman movie. So we'll see. That should be good. If they can do it and they can pull it off and do it right, it should be really, really good. We'll see. But speaking of DC and Arrow, Arrow is on right now, of course. What happened on the last Arrow? Tomorrow's a new episode. Sarah, the canary, not the black canary, is, she's out, so to speak. And who knew she was a lesbian? Wasn't that the tea? She won because she's a lesbian, and her girlfriend that was part of the League of Assassins came back to get her. She's like, no, I want you. You're mine. You're coming back. But Sarah didn't want to go, and she tried to kill herself. Oliver brought her back, and then crazy Laurel, drunken mess as she is. This is a spoiler if anybody's listening. She goes crazy, she gets mad, and then at the very end we see Oliver and Sarah Canary kissing. Now the Green Arrow and Black Canary are a thing in the comic books. They were a thing on the Justice League Unlimited animated series, but now this canary, which has an electronic canary cry, but if I remember a couple of episodes ago, I told you guys that I had read where the creator says we need to get from Sarah from not being the canary to Laurel being the black canary. So at some point, I think she's going to die or go away, and then I think Laurel, and they're going to it's probably going to happen. I think she's going to train Laurel to fight. I think they're going to be in an accident, or Brother Blood or somebody's going to hurt them. They're both going to be in the same accident. They're going to have to do something to Laurel's vocal cords so she can talk again, and it's going to be part of this canary technology that obviously has been introduced into the universe, and they're going to fix her. But I think the Sarah character Canary is going to die, and that leaves us with Laurel, the Black Canary, because she doesn't have a job now. She can't be a lawyer anymore. She has to do something, so I think they're setting this up. We probably won't get to see her. That's probably going to be the cliffhanger of this season. We probably won't get to see Black Canary, the real Diana Lance Black Canary, until season 3, which I think they've already been picked up for season 3. But here's the interesting thing. The episode where they introduced the Flash, the young guy, I can't think of the guy's name, he is getting a spinoff. The reason they brought Flash in so they can spin off. I don't know if he's going to get the spinoff next year, which I would assume so. I don't see them waiting a season to bring him, so he'll probably be in the fall season. Now, how can everybody get a show with Wonder Woman? But I've talked about that before. But if you remember the 90s Flash, John Wesley Shipp, he has signed on to do the Flash spinoff from Arrow. He is going to be, supposedly, they haven't said, but they're going to use the Golden Age, the Golden Age Flash from Earth 2, Barry Allen. They're going to use him as well, and that's hopefully going to be, they think, and Johnson, he's so cute. Maybe I need to reach out to him. Maybe I can get him on the show. John Wesley Shipp, he's going to be in some form. He might be a supporting role. He might be the Flash's dad, Barry Allen's dad. There's a lot of mumblings around that he's going to be the older Flash. Remember the older Flash, the Golden Age Flash with the helmet on his head and the wings? He might be that Flash. So I would like to see that. I love the Flash series. I think it only got one. It might have got 2 years, but it wasn't, comic book hadn't the live action comic book hadn't reached its prime yet, and so it's going to be. I'm kind of ecstatic to see it, but hopefully in the next few episodes we're going to see Slade take on Ollie, and then the whole Brother Blood. That's all, we're going to see all that. It's coming because they're winding down. They can't have many episodes left. I just read that they're having a Walker Stalker Con in Chicago, March 14th through the 16th. Do I need to drive to Chicago? It's only 6 hours away. 14th, 15th, and 16th. That's just next month. That's almost a month away. We need to do. I need to do that. If you guys are going, let me know. Take pictures. Email them to me. I want to see them. Let's see. I think we've covered just about everything. Nothing new on Apple TV, except I'm not even getting to that. Yeah, I think we're about done. That's pretty quick. I don't know how long I've been talking with you guys. About 45 minutes. The last thing I have to introduce today, I have notes that I'm reading, so I have to make sure I'm hitting everything I want to talk about tonight. If you've seen this, if you watch this on YouTube, which this Google Hangout will be available on YouTube on my YouTube page, which I want to change. I have a Fanboy 5x5 page, which I want to. When I start doing more of these, I'm going to switch over to that instead of using my personal YouTube page. Not that I use it for anything but my shows now. That's why I want to do more video, because they're all like a lot of recorded shows that you can listen to on Spreaker.com. I scored big. Not that I scored big. I'm not going to say that. There was a game called Pocket Guide. I've had Pocket Guide probably since it first came out. It probably came out in 2009, and I've had it since then, and it's a cool game. I don't play it anymore. I do have it on my iPod Touch. Oh, did y'all see it? Did I just pull a spoiler? I just had a spoiler, my own spoiler, spoiling my surprise. And I looked it up the other day because I'm like, that was such a new game. A fun game, it's kind of a simulation game where you can take the little, are they oogles or oogies or what are oogies, woogies or something like that, and you can do different things with them in that world. I'll let that load up. That's not been, since I got my new phone, I don't really use my iPod Touch anymore. That's sad. I didn't want to. Thing is, because I wanted something different. That's why I didn't want an iPhone. I wanted I had the iPod Touch long before. That's when the first iPhone came out. They introduced the iPod Touch, and I really wasn't ready for an iPhone back then. Waited, then I started getting like the My Touch phone, stuff like that. Then I finally got a Galaxy. I had a cheap Huawei phone that I broke, and I took a break from them, and then I bought a Galaxy the other day, and I wanted I think I'm getting a sore throat. I wanted something different. I like the whole Android platform, and it's a lot better. That phone, it does a lot of stuff, and I still haven't worked out all the kinks and stuff that I want to do with the phone, but it's no big deal. But here on I'm still on episode 47, Apocalypse Owl, whatever that is, and if you guys can see, I don't know how good you guys can see. It's a little glare, but that's Pocket Guide, and so I was at Barnes & Noble the other day, and I picked up two of. And thing is, the box is ripped, so don't get mad. I picked up two of the Oogies. How about that? Look at that. So, and I want the rest of them. And I got it at a crazy deal. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for them, but if you go to Barnes & Noble, and if you have them at your store, you can get one really, really cheap. But even with the Tor top, the top is torn. I'm sorry. I had to open it and look at it. And the box is kind of bent. But that's okay. It's new. It hasn't been sitting anywhere. I think they had them out for Christmas. But if you go to the Facebook page, this is a contest. If you go to the Facebook page and type in I want Pocket Guide, and that's what you have to type, I want Pocket Guide. I'll pick one person at random to get this guy. I will put him on the website. You not say I want you to be able to see him. No, I will put him on so you can see another picture of him. He's only been taken out once. If you comment on this YouTube video, I want one. On the Facebook page, I want a Pocket Guide or something, or Pocket Guide, or wherever you put in the notes. Like the show, heart the show, thumbs up the show, or tweet me Pocket Guide on Twitter. And all those links should be available somewhere. There was something I seen somebody do earlier, and for some reason I can't get it to work on here. I want there's like a letterbox or something you can use, and it's just not working for me. So there's all this different stuff, and I don't know exactly how to do it. So if you guys know, so that's not it. How to, you can, because like during your Google Hangouts, you can type stuff on your screen. That was kind of disgusting. There's a share, there's a chat. This is a group chat, and you won't be able to see it on the screen. Yeah, that's just me typing into the chat room. There's a way that you could put like all your information. Control room. There's nothing over here in control room. And I watched a YouTube video on how to do it earlier. So next time it's going to look a real lot better. I'm going to have better lighting and everything. So everybody listening on Spreaker, that's the contest. If you want to own Mr. Pocket God himself, I'm going to give one person this one that I got the other day from Barnes & Noble. Monday. Yes, it was Monday. Yeah, Monday from Barnes & Noble. And one of you guys can win it if you just either tweet me, comment on whether you hear the podcast, whether you see the YouTube video of the Google Hangout, or if you go to the Facebook page and type Pocket God. If you go to the Facebook page, do me a favor, like the page. Also, give a heart to the podcast. Anywhere, I would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Got this done kind of early, so I may do a Mixler here maybe at 1:30 since I haven't been on there in a couple of days, and I have like 3 Mixler the Drive episodes to broadcast. But thank you guys for listening. It is David from the 5x5. This is Fanboy Weekly, and we'll see you next time.
It's time for
It's Fanboy Weekly for all you geeks, nerds, and blurs. Let's get our geek on.